DeSantis taking a stance as far as Ukraine goes, because of course, even though he has not announced his run, he does seem to agree with Trump on one thing, that's the support for Ukraine. Now, Tucker Carlson posted a questionnaire on GOP's thoughts on Ukraine in this tweet, where he asked every potential 2024 GOP presidential candidate to answer 6 key questions on the war in Ukraine. And of course, he provided those responses. Yeah, typical him. Anyway, from NBC News, we have this. So while the US wait, did we have a video there? No? Oh, no, okay, perfect. So with NBC News, while the US has many vital national interests, securing our borders, addressing the crisis of the readiness within our military, achieving energy security and independence, and checking the economic, cultural, and military power of the Chinese Communist Party, becoming further entangled in a territorial dispute between Ukraine and Russia is not one of them. That's what Ron DeSantis had to say. He also said that the Biden administration's virtual blank check funding of this conflict for as long as it takes without any defined objectives or accountability distracts from our country's most pressing challenges, and so on and so on. What we know about DeSantis is that he is doing his best to sound presidential, even though he has not announced he is actually running. But it's interesting that him and Trump actually agree on this issue with regard to the support for Ukraine. Alonzo, any thoughts?
Wow, there's a lot to unpack here. So first of all, DeSantis has no foreign policy experience, so who really cares what he has to say? But it starts with the manufactured problems. Is there a crisis of readiness with our military? Are you kidding? Where did that even come from? I've never heard that before, and they obviously just made it up. A blank check for a war? Oh, you mean like Iraq, who they seemed to be okay with when Bush was running it. And this is, well, we know that Putin manipulates and controls Trump, and DeSantis seems to be falling for it too. They seem to forget that this whole NATO thing, these are our allies. And when Russia attacks a country and becomes this aggressor and it becomes a threat to the world, yeah, we step in. That is our job, like it or not. We are the world's police force, the world's security force, whatever you want to call it. We have the biggest, most powerful military, and this is our responsibility to step in. Joe Biden did not write a blank check. They're spending money to support it because there are a lot of US interests and the world interests with energy and oil supply and gas prices and everything else. I mean, we're a global economy, and we can't have Russia just taking over countries. Okay, can we keep it simple? We can't have Russia just taking over countries. That's not how the world works. Yes, we have a responsibility to help Ukraine in the spirit of freedom. And isn't that their favorite word? Freedom.
Yes, it is their favorite word. And also, you know how the US loves to police, to be the big brother coming around, telling everybody what to do and to regulate and to use our resources toward that. And so it's as complicated as it is. You're absolutely right in terms of we can't allow Russia to just seize countries and also engage in all of these antics that put the world in a hostage-like situation just because they got a few nukes over there. But it's just so interesting that Ron DeSantis feels the need to chime in. But of course, he's trying to score points with the American people because he's going to try to be more than just Florida's governor, which is a very scary thing. But just hearing him talk about, peace being the objective, but also saying that we shouldn't necessarily be invested in this fight at all. It's like you can have one or the other, really. It's a matter of get your hands dirty, get involved to a certain extent, or just suffer the consequences at the end of the day. And it seems like DeSantis is kind of trying to play both sides by suggesting that we shouldn't be involved. Really quick, Alonzo?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the really scary and comical thing is they're looking for Tucker Carlson approval.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I mean? That's what he's looking for. He's looking for Tucker Carlson's approval. And then you look at the cult when Tucker Carlson is repeatedly publicly shown to be a liar, and the cult still absolutely believes him, and you have to get his approval. DeSantis is going to need Fox News.
It's funny, and it seems to definitely have Fox News approval when it comes to DeSantis, but Trump has lost that in toto. And we're going to have to see how that's going to impact when it comes election time.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.